Hi everyone, welcome to Indigenous Super Stars, and I'm your host Rhonda Head, coming to you live from Opaskwayak Cree Nation in Bigedi, the heart of Opaskwayak Cree Nation. Coming to you live from northern Manitoba. And today we have a special show like I always do. I always have some amazing guests on. And I just want to say that you can watch me live on my Facebook fan page, on my personal page. You can join the Indigenous Superstar group page. It's streaming live on my Twitter handle, which is at Rhonda_Head, and on my YouTube channel. And you can also subscribe onto the YouTube channel. It's on my I posted it on my Facebook page, so you'll always get an email saying, letting you know when I have the show live. So I'm really excited to let you know that my guest is from Australia today. I'll read her bio, and we had some scheduling logistics because she's like literally right across the world from me. So my guest today is Shellie Morris. And Shellie is a poignant, knowledgeable, and full of humor. Shellie Morris' illustrious career has balanced being one of Australia's most celebrated singer-songwriters with her unwavering commitment to healing through music within communities. Armed with personal experience of connection and disconnection, Shellie imparts the importance of having a voice, listening to one another, and that every individual is important. Uplifting her new single, Footsteps, which was released February of 2019, it connects people through language, song, and spirit. While she has been in the spotlight for many years, her involvement with Black Army Band, Deadly Awards, ARIA nominations, Music Australia Award, NAIDOC Award, GR Barra Rawanga Memorial Award, and Australian of the Year Award. By and large, she works on the ground reaffirming identity of all those blessed to work with her. Shellie creates music and sings around 17 Aboriginal languages, many considered sleeping. Since discovering her Wardaman and Yanyuwa roots over 20 years ago, she has tirelessly worked to improve the lives of Indigenous Australians, especially in the Northern Territory of Australia. She is the 2014 NT Australian of the Year, has won multiple awards personally and for her collaborations, including the landmark album Ganbala We Gili Wanugu and the international award-winning musical documentary Prison Songs. The documentary has won film and humanitarian awards around the world and was nominated for 5 AACTA awards, including Best Score and Sound, the ATOM Awards, Best Indigenous Resource, and a Wakali Documentary Award. Please welcome Shellie Morris.
Hi, everyone.
Hi. How are you? I'm so happy to have you on my show.
I am so happy to be here. Really, really am. And yes, you're right. We did try, and I couldn't work out the time differences. But thank you for your help today with getting me on the show.
Yeah, we had some trouble getting with the logistics, but we got it right, and now you're on the show, and now we get to hear all about you. And I read your bio prior to the show, and I was like, wow, 17 different Aboriginal languages that you do you speak or and sing in them?
I think first of all I sing first, and then I'm
Okay.
able to speak the languages a little better. Of course, you can imagine I was grown up without any language, and I grew up in a white home, a very good home. They loved me very much, and they brought me back to the Northern Territory over 23 years ago. And
Okay. Wow.
yeah,
That's so amazing. And that's how I am too when I sing in my indigenous language, I sing it first and it's allowed me to learn my language and which is the Cree language and music is so powerful that way and it's bringing back our languages right across the world.
yes, it truly was the only way. Obviously, I got better at it, but it was very, and it was important, I think, because of that work in those remote outback places, was really important for the children's voices to shine with their first language. And so the ladies in the community, or you might call them reservations, the ladies would come alongside me, translate, and then we'd off we go, and then they'd help me, and there was lots of laughter because I couldn't get it right, and then I eventually did when I sang it. In fact, sometimes they still say to me today, "Oh, Shellie, sing it, don't talk it yet," because it's not quite right.
That's incredible. That's awesome.
Mm.
So how did you get inspired to get into music?
I was inspired first of all by the African American gospel singers, and a singer like Mahalia Jackson. Um, it was that big sound that I loved, and then I was then opera trained as a singer, like yourself, and then eventually went and did a contemporary music course, um, which then enabled me to just to feel. I didn't feel that opera was me, but I'm very thankful for the training, and I, eventually found my own voice. I, as you would say, oh,
Right. Oh, that's so awesome. So where do you get your inspiration to write your music and compose it?
inspiration for me, especially because I'm pretty much on the road before pre-COVID. I was pretty much on the road 40 something flights a year. That doesn't really give you that inspiring time. But during um, COVID, I got inspired again. And I just started to write and write and write. And that was pretty exciting for me. I felt like I had time. I felt like it was fun. I was practicing piano every day, practicing guitar. I mean, obviously, during the beginning, I mean, I think we're all suffering such anxiety, especially as artists, that yeah. So I was really happy to finally start, and I have a little studio in my house, so it was really nice to
Nice.
feel inspired. I think inspiration comes from within. It's the passion, it's the fire. I get inspired by other artists, yeah, all sorts of stuff. So I might watch a movie and be totally inspired to write. I might read something. Um, it just it just comes from where it comes from.
Awesome. So I'm gonna take myself out of the screen and we're gonna get to hear you perform your first song.
Yeah. Hopefully you can see me there. I wanted to tell you the story of this song because it's really quite special to me. It's in my grandmother's language, which is Yanua, and she was taken from her family as an 8-year-old and had to walk 800 miles. I think that'd be about right. by foot to Darwin as a child, and then she was not allowed to speak her language. And so the song in Yanua says, my land you took away from me, let me see, my Yanua dream, my Yanua dream. The chorus says, I didn't do anything wrong, but I'm going to have to be really strong. And excuse the angle, it's the only thing I got right now. This is the album that I did with my grandmother's, all in the Yanua language, so I had to go back home and relearn. And that was a really special time for us as a family. And of course, the album was nominated and won many awards. And for me and my grandmother that were taken away, this is in dedication and in honour of her, my Napuji. So the song is called Napuji Aguracha. Yanata, yan you are Ola manda, odo, tia ya, China ame, jalo, China ame, jalo. Kolo marna, gorda de kina, ware manda. Kolo marna, gana mala. I wanna more. Yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah, yeah, oh, yeah, Yanata, Yanua, Yanata, Awabra, Gorari, Ganamu, Wera Nana, Yanau, Wera Nana, oh, Yanau. Yeah, oh, yeah, 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 Yo, thank you.
Hey, that was beautiful. I love that. Thank you for sharing that with us.
No, thank you for having me on the show. It's too deadly. It's awesome.
Yeah, that was awesome. Thank you so much. So I just want to let the the audience know that we met in Montreal a couple of years ago at the Folk Alliance uh, conference, and we were all in a huge room, and all the Indigenous artists were sitting in a circle, and then it came up to your turn to talk, and you started speaking such like really powerful words, and talking about your music, and you were so passionate when you were talking, and I was sitting there listening to you, and I'm like, oh my God, I gotta meet this woman.
I'm so glad.
I think I made a beeline for you to go and introduce myself to you. And then we hung out most of the weekend.
Yeah,
It was fun. I got to hang out with a whole bunch of Australians that weekend. It was amazing. It was so amazing. Yeah, so much fun. Really good memories.
mm, yeah,
Yeah,
very.
yeah. So, so what have you been up to during COVID beside writing your music? Are you still doing shows?
Yes, I've been fortunate enough that in the north of Australia, right up the top, has been COVID free for many, 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 many months. So the state is open. So I was able to fly in, and because I wasn't from a hotspot or from a different place that was, um, yeah, so that I got into the Northern Territory and have stayed. It'll be nearly 2 months that I would have stayed here, and I've been able to work out in remote communities in the outback again, and work with the children and do a big gig. Oh my God, I did a gig. I couldn't believe it. It was like so exciting. I had a band, and there was five. We were allowed 500 in the audience here.
Oh, wow, that's awesome. Can you tell us more about when you're working with the youth?
Yeah, so I've worked across obviously many, you would call them reservations, maybe 70 um, in the top of Australia, Western Australia, Northern Territory, and I've been able to. It was just about what they wanted to say, and and allowing them to have a voice. Obviously, a lot of our young ones, they don't get much opportunities to, get a job or to, to feel good about themselves. So music really has that ability to do that, and often work within the languages if it's a language that has been stopped
Hmm.
uh, through the missionaries didn't want to learn the language, so you've got to learn our language, and so that's exciting. And in more of the fluent language speakers, it's just also allowing them to feel strong and proud and where they are, and they're just as important as everyone else. And I think that's just, yeah, it's such, I just love it so much. I am honoured and privileged to work with all those communities, reservations for 20 years, and I keep going back, so everybody knows me, and it's a great honour. Yep.
That is so awesome. So have you ever written any songs with the youth, or do they come and sing with you on stage? Like what do you do when you're doing your workshops with them?
Well, I'm a recording engineer as well, so I'm the super duper one, but I'm able to record all the music. I play all the instruments, and the young people are watching this process, which then inspires them to learn. And it's really a recording that's for them, and
Hmm.
then where we might put on a little concert for their little reservation, a community, and we will, all the parents come and everyone feels happy, which is so important because of the where they're situated, in the high amounts of incarceration, depression, health issues, housing issues. It just brings a bit of joy and happiness.
That's very powerful. Good on you that you do that. That's incredible work. That's so awesome. I'm proud of you. You're doing that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So where's the first place you want to go after COVID is opens up the world to perform?
I want to come and see you.
Yeah, come and see me. Let's
I,
collaborate and do something.
I really want to do that. I think in all I've worked or visited 25 countries around the world now, but I can't get, from where we were in Calgary, I want to go up further. I was able to go to the Morley Reservation and be with Blackfoot Nation.
Yeah,
Blackfoot.
Nakota Nakota Nation. Yeah. The
And
black people around the territory. I have family in Morley.
oh wow.
Yeah.
And I just want to go up further now, and really I want to come and sit and learn too, and to be always, when you're touring, that's why I love these projects, because you get to sit in one place and listen. And that was one of the skills that I had to learn, coming from a more Western way of life to a more balanced, peaceful, and waiting, um, and listening. So, listening to the land, listening to the stories, and learning about who we are. So, I would love that. So, that's really where I want to go.
Yeah, you'll have to come to my community of Opaskara Cree Nation. We would love you here. My community would just embrace you, and there's so many other surrounding communities that we can go to, and it's so beautiful here, especially in the summertime. We're going into our fall season now, and it's even more beautiful because the colors are just incredible.
Yes.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, it's so. We would love you would be a superstar for sure when you came here. When you come here.
oh, I would love it, and that's really the first on my list. It really is. I don't know. There's something about us together, our Indigenous people from Australia and Canada and the US. We mirror each other in our struggles, and I really want to support, you know, encourage, and we can hear each other's, in a way, the pain has to come out, because we can't move forward unless we've sung it out, talked it out, and then we're free to build our lives.
Yeah, that's so true. That's so true. And then the stories that we write and sing is so healing for us too, and for other people that listen to our music.
Mm.
It's so beautiful being a musician too. I'm so happy and really grateful. Yeah, and then the show that I started, like it's so incredible that I get to visit with and interview. Like pretty well, all of the people that I interviewed are my friends that I've met in the music trail, and
Yeah.
it's so incredible.
Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, no worries. So with that, I'm gonna give you back the screen, and you could sing your second song.
Hi, everyone. This song is called Dar Corta. It means it's in another language. The first language was Yanua. This one is in Jamba Pingo from Northeast Arnhem Land. I love this song. It was written with a dear friend of mine, Crazy J's stage name, and Rockstar from a outback place, and wrote it with Michael Dowell and Gerald Gaikamango. And it was really a difficult song for me to learn, uh, because of the speed, the the pace of it. But I was determined, and it's now my new single. And so you can look up Shellie Morris, and it's a reggae funk song, and it's very groovy, and it talks about our native languages, our First Nation languages, as being a fire that lights us. And even when I sing in language, something happens to me. I light up like a Christmas tree. Well, maybe not Christmas tree, but I light up. So yeah, here it is, my new single, Dark Rota, and you can find it on iTunes. Just look Shellie Morris up. Cool. Sorry, guitar's a bit out of tune. Dogo yo, gerta neto na, para neto, da jario na na, da robja, na ra neto na converta, us to outpass each other and our future. Mistakes are free. Let the fire of your language burn inside. Darab dadu wa na me oro mama ngoe ga ga mama ngoe ga ga.
Yay, I love that. Your music's so happy. I was just dancing in the
Yeah, you've got to get it because it's a really great. I work with this wonderful uh, First Nations from Samoa, I think Samoa, and he produced it, and it's got this reggae dub. It's like, yeah,
it's awesome. I love it. I will get it for sure. It's such a awesome tune.
yeah, thanks.
So I want to ask you something that you wrote in your bio. All your awards that you won, they're like really prestigious awards, and it's so. Can you talk about some of the awards that you've won?
Look, I think the award nomination for the it's equivalent to a Oscar in Australia, and
Wow,
that was really that was a really big honor because that was the film that was made in prison, and talking with our First Nations people about how did you end up here, and giving them a voice through that, and then writing songs around their stories, um, confronting, like, some of them are a bit funny, we did an alcohol song, but we made it hilarious because why not? We talked about the terrible things that alcohol does, but we put it in a nice and a funny twist. It talks about um, abuse. So it has songs that are ballads, that are hip hop, that are um, yeah, and that was really important to me that those those families had a voice while they were incarcerated. So that kind of made me feel really proud. Not only was the work incredibly emotional, but it also was incredibly rewarding, and still very close with all of them today.
that's awesome. You're doing such fabulous work in your country and with your First Nation communities and your mobs. Like, I'm so proud of what you're doing and keep up your awesome work. And we will work together in the future when COVID is over. And
Yes.
I just want to acknowledge the audience that tuned in with us tonight. Thank you for spending time with Shellie Morris and myself. And do you have any? Where can we find your music?
You have iTunes over there
Oh
on
yes,
Spotify, all those platforms you can find it, and it's, yeah, please enjoy. And it's been an incredible journey, and I'm incredibly proud of all of us, and especially you, Rhonda. I'm just so stoked, and I love following you on Facebook. I love your nature, your personality, and your incredible singing voice, and I'm incredibly proud to be a friend. Yo.
thank you so much. My heart is just swelling. Yeah, so look up Shelley's music on all the social media platforms, and I'm gonna add that song onto my. We have I started a Indigenous Super Stars playlist on Spotify, so I'm gonna add that song onto the playlist. So anyone watching, they can go and hear the songs of all the artists that have been on the show so far, and I just want to say, like, thank you so much for coming and spending time with us, Shellie. I know you're busy, even though COVID's going on. You're still creating and being awesome in Australia. And thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me and for the audience to get to know you a little bit more. Um, would you like to say any parting words?
Yo, to all the communities out there, to everyone that's listening, hang in there, be strong. And in one of my languages, I'm going to maybe say two language words when I of different groups. So one is Ma Bo Bo, that means I'll see you later. And Jujut Na, that's another one. And Rigadowo, that's another one.
That's
Much
awesome.
love.
I'm going to say something in creative. Titam ke wap mitin. That means we will see each other again soon.
Yo.
Yeah. So stay safe, stay healthy, Kasagi Tin. And my next guest on Thursday is a fantastic classical pianist from Mexico City. Her name is Sofia Matis, and I'm looking forward to interviewing her. So have a good evening.